Hello, everybody. This is Teresa McGlashan, and I just want to welcome you to our full moon TreeSisters meditation, embodiment, check-in, being together call. And it's always such a privilege to be on with all of you. And it's always so much fun to see where people are calling in from. So we had a little confusion this morning. Some people signed up for a call that they thought was beginning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and this one's actually beginning at 11. So we apologize if anyone got confused with two different calls, reminders coming in from Maestro. I think most people just heard about this one, but we are all here together. We have Claire on the call, and you'll hear from her in just a minute. We also have Emily Stewart, who is a tree sister and also helping with this call, and Patty, who's also helped with these calls in the past. And I'll be coordinating quite a number of them in the future, just doing the background Maestro conferencing work, and others will also be helping when I can't. So first, let's just ask if you could, where people are calling in from, if you could raise your hand by pressing 1 on your keypad if you're from the United States. Anyone calling in from the United States? Yep. We have quite a number of people calling in from the United States. Great. We have 9 people on the call from the United States. Let's see. If you are calling in from Canada, could you press 2 on your keypad? Anybody calling in from Canada? Oh, yep, we have a few. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. If you are calling in from the UK, please press 3 on your dial pad or your Skype pad. Wonderful. Got it. We have a number of UK participants as well. Wonderful. It's great. People are finding their keypads. I know if you're calling in with Skype, it can be tricky to actually find your keypad. Let's see. If you are calling in from somewhere else in Europe other than the UK, could you please press 4 on your keypad? Somewhere else other than the UK in Europe. So far, we don't have any Europeans calling in. Okay. Do we have anybody calling in from somewhere else in the world? From South America, Asia, Australia, New Zealand? Not that those times are particularly good for that part of the world, but if you're calling in from somewhere else in the world, please press 5 on your Skype pad or your keypad. We have somebody. Great. I want to see. I'm going to unmute. Oh, we have Susan Davis Mora, and I'm going to unmute you, Susan, just so you can tell us what your situation is and where you're calling from. Susan, hi.
Hi. Oh, it's so wonderful to be on. I'm calling from our intercultural, biodynamic, self-sustaining homestead in Ecuador, which is truly beautiful. And Walter was the first male donor to TreeSisters, and I was one of the early ones, and we think that this is one of the most important initiatives in the world.
Oh, it's so great to have you on this call from Ecuador, Susan. It's really wonderful to hear your voice. So everybody, welcome. We have people from like a third are from the U.S., and about another third are from Canada and the U.K., and then we have a number of people who have not told us where they're from, and maybe I'll just call on a few of those people just out of curiosity to see where they're from. We have Simone Anjos Burgo. Simone, where are you calling from? Great.
Yeah, I am from Brazil initially, but I live in New York City, and that's where I'm calling from.
Oh, Simone, it's so wonderful to have you on the call. We feel like we have a Brazilian connection with you on this call. So.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, it's beautiful to have you here. So we're just going to get started now. And Claire, did you have anything else that you wanted to say or ask about before we begin the meditation?
Can you hear me?
That's right. We're going to do a sound check. So I'm going to put everyone's hand down in terms of where you were from. And so as Claire speaks, if you have any trouble hearing her, if she's a little soft, if you could please press 1, then I will be getting the necessary feedback so we can actually put her mic up a little stronger. So if you could just say something, Claire, and people will have a chance to give feedback.
So I just want to say hello to everybody, and it's always just so completely amazing sitting here watching all of your names popping up and knowing so many of you and also not knowing so many of you. And my body just can't stay still. I sit here sort of rocking with the energy that starts to flow just with the strength of our togetherness and feeling that, which of course is what we're leaning into. So I can see there are some hands raised, and Teresa, Julia, and Camille, you'll be able to see them, can't hear properly. How am I actually sounding to you, Teresa?
Well, the quality of the sound, there's a little bit of almost as if the microphone, I don't know if you're too close or too far from wherever you're speaking into, but I hear a little muffling. It's not so bad. I've increased the sound levels a little bit, so I'm going to put the hands down, and as Claire speaks again, if it still sounds poor quality, please raise your hand again. Press 1.
Okay, I'm just trying from a different position with the phone. Is that any better for either Julia or Camille? Still problems? Nobody's putting their hands up. Camille's still.
Edwige has raised her hand, and I'm just going to unmute her and get some feedback from her for 1 second here. Edwige, how is it sounding to you? Is it too soft, or what's?
Well, Teresa, you're perfect, but Claire really drops down low.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm the to my hand, I can make do.
I'll increase the sound
even more. If I speak
more.
like that, I mean that's right into the receipt, right into the phone. How's that?
Now you sound exactly like Teresa does.
Okay, I'll just do that then.
It's good.
Okay, well, we'll try for that, and we'll begin our meditation, and thanks for the feedback. It's really helpful.
Okay, so welcome again to everybody that's been with us before. I know there's a lot of you that have. It's becoming a real heartbeat of gathering, and now I think we are going to actually try and do this at full moon and new moon, which feels even more apt. And for those of you that haven't been with us before, this is a real chance for some intimate time with yourself, with your body, and with life. And as we go through, we'll drop into deeper connection with each other. As we come out of meditation at the end, it's actually an invitation to really share, if you want to share some of your experience from the deeply connected place in our bodies, because this isn't just about finding that connection. It's about building the muscle of connecting and then learning how to operate from that place. So learning how to actually speak and communicate more readily, more naturally from a deeply connected place. So let's just start by feeling how our bodies are in this moment, however we're sitting, however we're lying, whatever our position. to allow ourselves to really become a little bit more present to our physicality, to the sensations in our body. I start with the louder sensations and just allowing those sensations to draw our attention. To draw our awareness down to them. Taking a deep breath in, breathing in the living air around us. And as we breathe out, dropping into the surface of our back.
Claire, I just want to invite you to take your mouth just a little ways away from the phone because there's just been some feedback. It's a little broken up from maybe being a little too close.
Thank you, Teresa.
Yes.
So watching your breath, the sensation of your breath, the feeling in your belly as you breathe in and breathe out. Softening your fingertips, the palms of your hands, your throat, soles of your feet, the backs of your knees. If your thighs could smile, if your chest could yawn, if you could snuggle in a little more to your own heart space. If you could turn towards your own body as home, the place that you really belong. See how it feels to drop a little more into your body with that gratitude of coming home, of returning. And as you return home to your body, feeling inside yourself the mystery, the profound mystery of creation that grew you, that lives you, that breathes through you, that experiences through you. How does it feel in yourself to open more consciously to that mystery, to that unknowing, to that vastness that lives inside you and extends beyond you to a limitless extent, that vastness that includes all of us? This call is like an invitation for all of us to open ourselves a little more to that vastness, more to the miracle that's living us, the magnificence that inhabits us, and to feel together how much our mutual support and resting can actually help us to soften the defenses, the limitations, the holdings that we have in our body and our minds that prevent that vastness filling us with pleasure and knowing and connection. So as we begin to soften together, just feel the resonance of those words in your body. Pleasure, togetherness, and knowing, like pebbles thrown into the pond. As you deepen your breathing, and allow yourselves to soften still further. You will be able to become more aware of the subtler sensations in your system, the energy as it's moving. We don't have to understand any of the sensations, just that life is awakening, is rustling through our system, is looking for ways to open, to soften, to become more intimate with us as we open to become more intimate with life. So in the same way that we've turned towards our own body as home and started to feel that greater intimacy with this form that we inhabit that holds us so diligently and so generously, and we've turned towards the mystery, the unknowing, the vastness, the silence in our own selves, now we can extend our awareness to include Mother, the Divine Feminine, the energy that is rising. You may feel her in any of many forms. See if you can open and welcome that energy as she arises within your own awareness, as she shows herself to you. Opening the whole front surface of your body, your belly, the diaphragm, your heart, your throat, your third eye. How does it feel to try on letting her through, letting her fill you, letting her live you, breathe you, introduce you to more of your magnificence as a woman, more of what's possible in you and through you. Noticing as you hold yourself more open to her, how the sensations in your body change, just staying present to them. And then expanding again to include this astonishing, powerful moon. This moon showing her whole face, whether we can see her at this moment or not. She is potent. She is pulling the tides high. She is rising our energies. She is pulling our blood. She is bringing light into the darkness, making what is unseen more available to be seen. It's an intimate feeling to give the moon more permission. Pull your energy up, out, into greater intimacy with life, with yourself. To say yes to whatever is wanting to come into greater awareness within you. And then extending our awareness and our energy still further to this extraordinary gathering of willing, open women around the world. From Ecuador and America and Canada and England and beyond. Seeing how it feels to open to the mystery of these women. Not knowing what they've lived through, not knowing what courage they have, not knowing their sensitivity, not knowing their passions, but feeling their root system entwining with your root system, their branches entwining with yours. Because at the deepest level, we know each other, we feel each other, we share the same stories, share the same longings, we share the same grief. And as we reach out energetically and include each other, touching leaf tips and touching root tips, we're feeling each other, we're accepting each other, we're holding each other and comforting each other. Just feel how that intensifies the sensation, how that builds the field of energy that you can feel. If that calls up fear of sisterhood, hurt from the mother, pain from mistrust, difficulty in your body, feel it fully, embrace it. You are feeling it on behalf of so many women. Open into whatever sensation you are feeling, whether it is pleasure, whether it is painful. The mystery is in our togetherness and our willingness to allow life, our personal energies and our collective energies to merge so that something so much greater than us, flow, can be felt, can be called into reality through us. Feeling our togetherness, feeling the presence of Mother Moon. Feeling ourselves inhabited by the Divine Feminine. The mystery. And now turning our attention to the one who carries us all, who feeds us all, who nurtures us all, who houses us, dresses us. The air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the soil that has grown us. Sending your attention and your awareness and your love to the mountains and to the forests and the oceans and the rivers of our home planet. Feeling your own roots dropping down beneath you, entering her soils, wrapping themselves around her rocks, seeking out her waters, feeling her holding her nourishment, the intimacy of that connection, our longing for that connection. Feeling what that does to your energies. What do you feel? Can you let yourself feel? Can you allow the sensation of including Earth, Mother? Can you soften again to let her rivers run through your blood? Can you let her seeds grow in your womb? Can you let your body become the rich soil, the mountains, the valleys? Can you soften still further to let the rain fall upon your warm surface? Can you let yourself be watered? You allow that sensation of being watered to spread across the whole surface of your body, your belly, your chest, your arms, your face, fronts of your legs. You receive, be nourished in this way. You feel the earth beneath you also, drinking, nourishing, replenishing from the rain that falls and then the sun that shines to your moist surface. Can you feel yourself becoming the rich, fertile meadow, or the lush, green woodland. Or the rich, glorious rainforest. We're opening here more of who and what we are, because we are made of this earth. We are entirely indivisible from her. And as we soften our bodies and let ourselves merge, as we let ourselves become more intimately connected, or to feel that intimate connection that exists with every breath, and as we allow ourselves to feel the pull of the moon, that moon that governs us as women, that governs our wombs, creates the ebbs and flows of the energy of our lives. We are tapping back in more completely to the root of our own strength, the root of our own creativity, the essential nature of woman. So see how your body responds to the thought, to the message, I am this earth. I am this earth, this rich soil, this water, this air, this fire. I am this mother. I am the weather. Woman is the weather, ever changing. And then feeling again for the connection of your sisters around the world, holding hands a little more tightly, feeling our shared heart and our shared love of this world of ours, our shared care for the next generations that are facing the unfaceable. Let us form a huge, huge circle and bring the mother in her peril, in her poisonedness, in her deforestation, in her usedness, in her taken for grantedness, in her harmedness, in her invisibility, into the circle of our care. And bear witness with the whole of our bodies, willing to feel what she asks us individually to feel for her, to bring into consciousness through our willingness to feel her. Feel what it's like in your body to know that women around the world are coming together, are understanding the need for that essentially feminine quality of willingness to feel and to feel fully. Feel the unfeelable. Feel into that numb space between human and planet that enables us to trash her. And to pour into that numb space our presence, our attention, our awareness, our willingness to feel, our love, our sorrow, our compassion. Feel the possibility of more and more women realizing that the feeling of life is our doorway back into connection. Feel those women connected to you, and the women connected to them, and the networks of willingness that we represent. And see if you can feel how the mother responds to the growing tide of women turning towards her with care. Women willing to allow more of who they are to fill them and flood them. Women willing to call for the divine feminine to inhabit them, to teach them about their own magnificence. Feel her responding. Notice what that does to your own body. Softening your system still further. Your arms and your legs and your face and your heart and your womb space. As if your very molecules can spread out and let in a little more of that moonlight, a little more of that sunlight, a little more of that rain, a little more of that soil. And become present to the feeling of feet, women's feet standing upon the earth like trees. Women standing up. Women who carry pain, women who've been harmed and are still being harmed. Women not allowed to dance. Women not knowing what it is like to feel free. Women being controlled and hurt. All the subtle ways in which we do that to ourselves, even those of us who are apparently free. Feel yourself as a tuning fork of permission for the women whose energies surround you wherever you are. Through your own energies, the potency, the collective that is here on this call strengthens this energy, this resonance. mission for woman to stand, to know herself, to be respected, to be protected. For us all to respect and protect ourselves. Does that feel, body? Can you really allow yourself to feel into the possibility of a world that respects and cherishes the feminine? Be that woman, womankind, or be that nature and all things natural, or be that the experience of allowing and emerging and following what is growing and mysterious. That is our call. That is what we are seeding in our bodies. That is what we are inviting the feminine to help us grow into, grow through, grow with, discover, allow through our own bodies, this remembering, this reconnecting to the deeper feminine wisdom, to our potency, to our permission, to our natural authority, to our role as warriors and protectors of this natural world, to the fullness of ourselves as Tree Sisters. So if there is a prayer in your heart, a prayer connected to a felt sense of what that could be, send it up now to our mother, the moon, and feel her impregnate the earth and the oceans with your prayer. And feel that prayer ring out like ripples on a pond, like the rings inside the trunk of a tree, to all those intimately, energetically connected to you in this life. That your prayer for what is possible becomes part of the weaving of creation. And then as we move towards the sharing time, I invite you to stay in this deeply expanded, rooted, connected place. And if you feel the need, if you feel the arising of words, to just allow them to be an expression of what is living you. To use few potent words so that they land like pebbles in the ponds of these other women's bodies. Gifts. So as we rest together now in this prayer, if words come, just press 1 on your keypad and Teresa will give you the mic. If we rest in silence, we're resting together, potent space of absolute fertility.
Claire, we have Love Moore, who has pressed 1. And Love, you're unmuted.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
So grateful to be a part of this circle today. Thank you, Claire, for the beautiful read and meditation. I'm calling from Vashon Island, Washington, USA, and I'm sitting underneath a big leaf maple and surrounded by seeds and flowers and birds and love, and to share as we moved through the meditation towards the end, I was really deeply feeling that connection to earth and spirit through the breath and the energy cycling through me as the inhale came up through the base of my spine and traveled through my body, and the exhale returned to the earth. And it was just this really powerful, powerful energy that was pulsating and moving in me with the breath, and just to feel that connection deeply and with the earth and with all of you. I'm very grateful. Thank you. Aho.
That's a wonderful image. Thank you for sharing that. Love. Megan Hollingsworth, you're unmuted now.
Hi, everyone. I am feeling this regenerative fire, and it's so freaking powerful. So I wish you all to hold me while I stand in the fire, because it feels like burning alive. And the strength that comes from that is amazing. It's amazing me. The creativity, the strength, the regenerative power of fire. but she is fierce, just raging. So I thank you all so much, and I know this is through you as well in this time. All love and blessing.
Megan, I think you are feeling it for us and with us. We're all together. We're all together.
We are. Thank you.
We have Julia, who's also raised her hand and is unmuted now.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I had a really strong connection when Claire spoke about making a prayer. And my prayer was to the moon to sort of bathe me and all of us in that soft white lunar light, to just wash me and all of us to just a really clear, open, cool part of our being. Thank you.
You too, Leah. So Mary has her hand up.
Mary, you're unmuted.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Okay. My body experienced most of our shared meditation energetically in my lower body, my earth body, and I was very grateful. And as I was feeling into the gratitude of that, I felt this deep love for the elementals that provide the varying molecules and particles of life that weave us together to wear these bodysuits. And as I felt that feeling coming over me, I was very much aware of our wovenness together and how beautiful it was to feel the movement in our sharing and receiving and giving. And it felt like it was seeping outwards and forwards to embrace all of those women that are not with us, either on the phone call or present or even aware of us. And I felt how important it was to send them our love, that we are here with them, those that don't have a voice. And our joy becomes theirs, known or unknown. And that is such a high calling to be present to. And I'm just very grateful that this container is here and shared and held so beautifully. And I bow to that light within us that connects us. And I also bow to the beauty of the soil that creates these amazing, amazing bodies. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mary.
I just wanted to share that my experience during the meditation. This is Teresa, and I'm in California, and I just wanted to share that it was just a beautiful experience of both feeling and almost just weeping in the arms of the mother and feeling so embraced, and how we are so embraced by our Mother Earth, and just the beauty of that experience. And then also the feeling of opening further. It's almost like the cracking open in myself of like the capacity to actually receive and give more at a kind of an energetic level. It's almost like the crack is like widening. It's been opened and then it's like widening. So I feel very grateful for that. It's almost like there's just more and more ease and flow of feeling, and the in and the out. So that was my experience, and I just love being here with all of you. It's just very powerful energetically for me as I'm with all of you and with your beautiful words, Claire, in this meditation. I love it.
It's so great. It's so great that you're here and you're deeply appreciated. And it's amazing when we do the meditations. It's like each time we include and open a little more, it feels to me like the volume gets turned up. And I'm so curious about how that is for everybody. That as you're talking about that cracking open, that possibility of allowing ourselves to open still further and then feel our limits and then open still further. So it's wonderful that you express that and that you feel that. So thank you so much.
We next have Jan, who I'm unmuting you, Jan.
Hello. Very beautiful words from everybody. It feels really wonderful to be here. I especially loved entwining roots and leaves with everyone. It felt so good. My vision, which then became my prayer, was very simple. Women, the carefree laughter of women, and men overjoyed at seeing that.
Feel something relax in my belly when you say that.
And the girls just growing up with that as the normal thing.
Really invite us all. It's like as we sit here together and we hear each other to include the permission of those imaginings, of those feelings in our bodies as felt realities. Feel into that feeling of carefreeness in ourselves. Feel into the possibility of that as a birthright for all women, but also men.
I'm now unmuting Misha.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to thank you, first of all, so much. Can you hear me, actually?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to thank you so very much for this meditation today. And this is struggling quite a bit with, I have been struggling quite a bit with isolating and just feeling very disconnected. And this call today was such good medicine. It was just so beautiful to feel and know that I am held, and that there is a support network out there. And I particularly loved the connecting of the branches and the roots. And it was a tangible feeling of connection, and that feeling and experience of being able to open and let go and connect and settle in and feel held. And so I'm holding that and hoping to hold on to that feeling and that knowing and that experience. And I'm so grateful for this. And I want to say thank you from the deepest part of my heart. Thank you.
I can feel your watering. Feel that in myself. It's so amazing. Speak right from our connection. How that continues to deepen that connection in ourselves when we hear. I'll speak from that place. Misha, your words are really good medicine.
Ah, so beautiful. Claire, we're at our hour time, and I just want you to know that.
So the call, I think the call can go on. We have an hour and a quarter scheduled in case anybody else wants to share. So before we close, does anybody else want to share at all? So thank you so much for taking this time, and I so invite you to take this energy and flood it to the very tips of your being and feel it as much as you can. It is such good medicine. There is such a mystery here, such a sense of permission that something greater than all of us can come through when our energies connect. To be really gentle with yourselves and to allow for the mystery, to allow for that other dimension that lives us. Have her way with you a little more over the next few days. Pay attention to nature, to breathe, enjoy the sensation. To look at the women around you with an open heart. Thank the trees. Our next meditation is, I think, the 6th of August, which is new moon. It is a seeding meditation based in the TreeSisters map of 5 choices, where we will journey around that beautiful balancing flow of the map and seed the possibility for ourselves individually and collectively represented in each of those 5 areas around that central womb space. The way of deeply receiving the transmission of TreeSisters, of letting her seed herself into your body, your creativity. It's catalytic. It may take a while to germinate, but it is a wonderful, wonderful way to bring the invitation of this initiative that is such permission into your body, into your cells, into your heart. So I thank you all. I ask you to go to the Facebook page and find that event and share it. Share it with those women that you know could benefit, so that we can widen this family, pull more women into this experience. create more possibility together. Up to us. Spread the word.